Calman versus HCFR, that's the topic for this video today, because in one of my last videos, when I think it was the video about should you calibrate your TV, yes or no, I mentioned that I was not very happy or not quite happy with the auto calibration result from Calman. And I did a little bit of comparison between Calman auto calibration and manual calibration from HCFR, and I found something very interesting. Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm McFall, and I'm not sure if you can hear it, but I'm still struggling, I'm struggling again with my voice because I was sick for a couple of days again. Had a very bad, not really a cold, but a very bad, I don't know, I was not able to talk almost, something like that, and a very bad cough. So I'm not sure what is going on, but I have a theory, because since my little one, he's almost a year old, is going to kindy, he's bringing home all the nice stuff, the germs, the viruses from the other children, and I think since then I'm struggling a little bit. But that's the price what you have to pay when you reach 40. Yes, I'm over 40, believe it or not. Anyway, I did a couple of comparison between Calman and HCFR, because again, I was not quite happy with my last Calman auto calibration result in Hdr Gaming Mode or in the Expert Bright Mode, and versus the out-of-the-box mode Expert Dark Mode. I mean, I hope you watched my last video where I compared this. I think the video was named should you calibrate your TV, yes or no, and I did a comparison between auto calibration bright mode, Expert Bright Mode, and then I used the Expert Dark Mode out of the box setting with similar settings in terms of brightness and gamma, and I compared this with the auto calibration mode, and I was in the impression that the auto calibration picture from Calman was too greenish. And what I found with HCFR, so what I have done, or what we're doing in this video today, we're really comparing the Calman auto calibration or also manual calibration versus HCFR manual calibration, because there is no auto calibration function with HCFR, of course, because this is just an open source software and it's not talking to the LG. So all what you have to do everything manually, okay? I have done, I think, a video already, a walkthrough with HCFR, but just for you, maybe they are new to this topic. So HCFR is open source, you can download it for free. And it works just perfect with my i1 calorimeter from, what is the name? I always forget it. i1 calorimeter from Display X-Rite. Oh my God, always. I'm forgetting this always. Anyway, it's working just perfect, and I can show you a couple of things, of course, in this video. But I would say we're starting with the result from the comparison, because this is really, really interesting. Okay, so let's start with the Hdr Gaming Mode. And yes, I know my calorimeter is still on the screen, but I don't want to move it, because what I found also is if you move this, let's say 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters, you have a complete different, not a complete different, but you have a different measurement at the end. Okay, so that's why I like to use it, like to leave it on the screen at this very moment, because I'm not finished with my calibration. Okay, anyway. What I have done is I did a manual calibration with Calman. So the last time when I made this video about how should you calibrate your TV, yes, no, I actually did an auto calibration in Hdr Gaming Mode, which again, the result was great. Just watch my video. The result according to Calman was great, like very similar to this, okay? But I was not very happy, or not quite happy with the picture, because again it looks too greenish to me. So I'm not sure if this is just me, you know, thinking something and it's not true at all, but it looks greenish to me. Okay, so what I have done here is I have done a manual calibration, which took me around maybe an hour or whatever, because it is not that easy, to be very honest, to do a HDR calibration with the pattern and to find the right manual settings on the TV. It's just not that easy, okay? So, but this is the result. compared or according to Calman, so we have a maximum error from 1.7, which is maybe this 50%, which I really don't care. It is really not a bad result. Not a bad result. But what I have found also, and we have a look on this as well. Let me just make this bigger because I'm very sure you can't see this. So that's the result after, sorry, that's the meters. This is the result after my calibration, which is really not bad. So the best result, which would be, of course, you don't see any other line, just a blue line, okay? This would be perfect, but anyway, it's okay. So you can see here also the color correction, which I also did manually, and I have to say, again, in my opinion, there's no point to do a color correction on a TV which is not supporting 100% the P3 color gamut mode or the REC 2020, because nevertheless, or doesn't matter which mode I used, you know, 25% of color saturation or 50% of color saturation, I ended up with a wrong measurement. Okay, just for you to understand what I'm talking about. So this is the, let's say, the REC 2020 color gamut, okay? So according to my information, no TV so far can produce this color gamut. So just correct me if I'm wrong. Or no consumer TV, okay? No consumer TV or consumer display can reproduce this REC 2020. So in a manual calibration, you can choose between display mere pattern 25% of green or 50% or 75 and so on, or 100%. Of course, there is no point to display a 100% green REC 2020 pattern because the TV can't measure it. So what you usually do is you use a 50 or 25%, okay? So I used that 50% color pattern, sorry, and I did my calibration with this. So, and it was really, really good. I'm not even sure if I have there must be actually, oh here, I have it, yeah, I have it. And it's not too bad, because what you can see here, and I will just make this a little bit bigger. The only thing what I struggled was really red. Red is absolutely a pain in the ass on this display. But the other thing, so this is, by the way, this is green, 0.3 delta E error with 50% only, okay? So you can see here 50% from this REC 2020, which is more or less very close, probably, or even a little bit more than REC 709, probably even more. But anyway, I was able to get the other main colors and primary and secondary colors very, very close to the perfect target. Okay, so, but as soon I changed this from 50 to 25, it was complete wrong again. So at some point I just didn't bother at all anymore with color correction in terms of HDR, and I just really focused on the grayscale. So now we spend so much time talking about color correction, HDR manual, which is, again, in my opinion, a pain in the ass. Let's focus on grayscale. This is really the important thing. As you can see here, it is almost a perfect grayscale. Okay, so what I have done now, I took this measurement and I compared it with my with my Calman, with HCFR. And not just like this, I compared this with, where's my disc now? I'm so sorry, I'm not prepared. Here, I have my, my Spears and Munsell Blu-ray disc, which includes HDR pattern, okay? HDR pattern, because HCFR does not support any HDR pattern out of the box or from the program, okay? Anyway, that's why I used this one and the Xbox to show me the pattern, and you have you can see here the brightness, that it's really HDR, almost 700 candela with 100% white, so it is really a HDR pattern. So, and this is what I found, which the same measurement from Calman. I did not change any picture setting, I just did a reference or a comparison measurement, and this is what I found. In my opinion, this is exactly what I think I'm seeing on the screen. It is a little bit too greenish. So just have a look. So usually green is always our 100% color. We shouldn't touch green in terms of grayscale correction at all. We shouldn't touch it, okay? So all what we always doing is we touching blue and red, okay? That's how it is. And why this is more likely because green is the most brightest color. So you shouldn't touch it, okay? Of course you can touch it when you like to change the gamma or whatever, but for just for the grayscale adjustment, I wouldn't touch it, okay? But also what you can see here is always the green is almost at the 100% line, and red and blue is way below, not way below, but as you can see here, 96% red, 96% blue, and 101 is the green one. So we have around 4 to 5% difference, which is already too high. You can see the delta E error 3.9, and this is maybe below, according to this one here, the last one, 3.9, 100% white. It is too much, way too much, in my opinion, okay? And this is what I think I'm seeing all the time on the screen. When I'm doing a manual calibration with Calman, or auto calibration with Calman, it doesn't matter. As soon as I'm doing a calibration with Calman, I think the screen is too greenish. So when it comes to Calman and using the I1 display or colorimeter, then it's very important what you choose for your profile. So in my case, I have a modified EDR, I think EDR file. I think it's EDR, just give me a second. Yeah, it's an EDR file, so I can use actually the OLED profile or the RAWXYZ profile. So there's not a very big difference, to be very honest. There is a slightly difference between those, and according to a couple of websites, sorry, not this one. Where is it? This modified EDR file for the I1 calorie displays, display colorimeter, is more accurate. But what I found is, to be very honest, it is very, very minor. So there's actually not really a point, in my opinion, to play around with this, because again, the difference was not that huge. So anyway, very sure I haven't done anything wrong in terms of the settings from Calman. I mean, there are a million of settings, I get this, but I compared my modified EDR profile with the RAW. It is very, very identical. I tried a different white point with a couple of recommendations from some ABS forum and stuff like that, but still I'm ending up with a too greenish picture. Of course, when I'm using a complete different white point, then I'm getting a very warm or very cool picture, but again, in my opinion, it is still too much green in the picture. So again, moving back to HCFR, and what I have done in the next step, because I was really not happy with the Hdr Gaming calibration, I did a very quick 2-point calibration with HCFR. And again, I did this with the HDR pattern from Spears and Munil. Spears and Munil, this is the name, or Spears and Munzilla. Maybe I will do a video about this DVD as well, because there are a couple of very, very interesting patterns and test files on it. But to be very honest, it's a pain in the ass with the Xbox, with the controller to anyway, different story. Have a look on this. This is a very quick 2-point calibration. A 2-point calibration. So I'm just modified 70 and 30 from the grayscale. Nothing else. I didn't touch the color correction at all, because again, no point to do it. This is really, really good. This is so much better than the Calman calibration. And again, it's unfortunately very hard to compare, because we can't have two picture modes with HDR gaming. It's just not working, you know what I mean? But again, when I'm looking at this picture and I'm looking at the same test pattern, it doesn't look greenish to me. And you can see there's actually a little bit too much red in and a little bit too much blue, but it is very, very, very close. You can see the maximum delta E error what we have. I think it's 0.7. Not sure why it's showing me 0.0 here at the beginning, Not quite sure about this. This can't be actually correct, but anyway, maximum area is 0.7 here, and I'm so much more happy with this HDR gaming calibration than with the Calman calibration. Okay, but there's still the expert bright and expert dark calibration, which I was also not very happy with the auto calibration function. So I did again an auto calibration with expert bright, and this is the result. So you can actually see that after the auto calibration we're ending up with worse color than before. So I mean, don't look at this maximum of 4, the delta E error. This is because of this white, which we corrected, and then we're going down to 1.7. But look at this, yellow has a bigger error, or everything has actually a bigger error, but blue is better after calibration. But again, auto calibration, and I have to admit, I just did a very quick 3D matrix LUT color calibration, so not a very long calibration or long auto calibration in terms of color correction. But again, color correction after the auto cal, I'm not happy with this at all. So anyway, so this is my result. I can just make it a little bit bigger. After the auto calibration here, which maximum error 1.2, which is probably 95% or whatever, which is still okay. So we can actually see there's a little bit of red, little bit too much red in the picture, which is, yeah, not too bad if you like a little bit of a warmer tone. And so this is my measurement straight after I did this auto calibration. I did a measurement with HCFR, and again we ending up with too much green. You know, just have a look on the other picture here. Where are we? I closed it, of course, I closed it. Just give me a second. We have too much red here, especially let's say after 70, we have way too much red. And now, this is the same, I hope. I'm getting confused here. Yeah? That's the same. And we have here 70, we have 2 less red and 2 less blue again. So again, this is what I think I'm seeing in the picture compared to the expert dark mode out of the box setting. For me, the expert bright mode auto calibrated with Calman was too greenish. And if I'm comparing this with HCFR, this is exactly what I'm seeing. Exactly what I'm seeing, because I'm missing the red and the blue one, which results in a greenish picture. So, and again, what I have done with expert dark, then I just did a very quick 2-point calibration. So expert bright is still the auto calibration from Calman, and I'm showing you the difference between those calibrations in a second. But this is the result from expert dark with just a 2-point calibration. And it is so good. We have, of course, here a maximum delta E error from 1.1, which can also be a problem because of the brightness, because the gamma is not perfect when you not touch it, okay? So you should actually consider to do a gamma calibration in the expert mode as well. But this was not the point. It was really just to prove a point in terms of the grayscale color correction, okay? So that's why you have a little bit of a higher error here. But anyway, look at this. And this proves, or not proves, but this shows you a complete different calibration compared to the Calman auto calibration. Because now in this case we have actually a little bit too much red and blue, and green is perfectly on the spot in my opinion. And just here at the end we have a little bit of a hiccup, but this is just normal. It is so much better, and I like the appearance from the expert dark mode right now much better than the auto calibrated expert bright mode. Okay, so here we are now with the difference between the expert dark manual calibrated with HCFR, and just keep in mind, just a very quick 2-point calibration, and the expert bright mode calibrated with auto calibration from Calman. So what I can see, and that's why I'm using this picture. So first of all, what I can see, I haven't touched the when you look at the end from the graph, I haven't touched the gamma at all. That's why we have a little bit of a difference between expert bright and dark in terms of gamma. But let's just focus on the brighter part here. And I hope my camera can catch this, because again, I think the bright mode is too greenish. I like the expert dark mode much better in terms of the color, in terms of white, in terms of the appearance from this test pattern. And this is a very good test pattern where you can really, because we have this gradient from really black to 100% white, so it's very easy to spot actually the difference, and I can easily see the difference. And again, in my opinion, the expert dark mode is a much better picture. It's not greenish. There's in expert bright, I have all the picture is just a little bit too greenish. Not sure if this is just my, I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I like the expert dark mode calibrated with HCFR much better. Okay, again, here expert bright, expert dark, expert bright, expert dark. So for me, there's no, it's just expert dark, full stop. Okay, so what is the summary for this video now? I like HCFR much better. No, that's really the summary for this video, because I tried many things with Calman, and at the end I'm always not happy. It is, don't get me wrong, the auto calibration function from Calman is very handy. It just takes you around, let's say, half an hour and you have a calibrated TV. But at the end it is really important, if you have to like the picture, and if you don't like the picture compared to the out of the box setting, what's the point to do a calibration? What's the point then? There's no point, full stop. HCFR is for free. HCFR is not fooling around, in my opinion, as Calman is doing, because I still have problems with Calman. As soon I'm connecting to the TV in not HDR, it will lock one of my expert settings. So okay, just for, how should I explain it? Okay, let's say if I'm in a HDR mode and I'm connecting Calman, auto calibration and whatever, everything is fine. If I'm in SDR, in, let's say, in expert bright or expert dark, it will lock. And I just show you this. It will lock like this. No, sorry. I can show you this here on expert bright, because it is locked here, and it's supposed to be locked here because it was auto calibrated, but this will lock my expert dark as well. So I'm doing a manual calibration, and after I finish the calibration, this is locked, which is completely wrong. So I can't even use Calman to do a proper manual calibration. Okay, so again, Calman, nice program, but still, in my opinion, too buggy, and I'm not happy with the result. So, but what can actually cause this difference between HCFR and Calman? So I have my theory, because we need to consider that Calman and HCFR doing complete different things. So I like to show you this, of course. So we know what Calman is doing. Calman is connecting to the TV and using the internal pattern from the TV to calibrate the TV, okay? So in terms of HCFR, we don't have, or we can't use the internal pattern. So we have to use auto-generated pattern from HCFR. And this is actually, just get rid of this one here. Where's my HCFR? Where's my, this one as well, just hang on. Let me open this one. So the difference is really when we're using Calman, we're using the internal pattern from the TV, which with my impression, we are not using any picture improvement, let's say it like this, on the TV. Okay, how should I explain this? So, computer is connected to HDMI, and right now HDMI port number 3 is displaying this picture, okay? This picture is displayed with all the picture settings, with all the little helpers from, I'm not even sure, expert dark at the moment, okay? So for comparison reasons, I used expert dark, okay? So usually, of course, I'm using game mode, but anyway. that's how this works at the moment. And I can show you what I mean, because we can just do a very quick measurement. So what HCFR is doing, it will display here the pattern, and it will take the measurement, okay? Of course, with the light on, it is not correct, but anyway, just to prove a point. So this is happening from the computer. The computer is sending those patterns on the screen, and those patterns are now appear on the screen. So with Calman, we're not sending anything to the TV. The TV is displaying this on the display. So in my opinion, there's a difference between the pattern maybe. You know, you get my point, hopefully, because so the Calman picture or Calman pattern are stored inside the TV somewhere. I have no idea. And all what Calman is doing, connecting to the TV and telling the TV, hey, display 70% of grayscale. And then I will do my measurement. And I'm very sure that's the main reason probably. Because, see, even in the light, this is a great result, which is great. This is, in my opinion, the main difference. Here we have a third-party device, let's call it like this, and a third-party software. Okay, Calman is also third-party, but we have a software running on my computer, which is displaying through HDMI the pattern. When we're using Calman, Calman is displaying the pattern through the TV, not through HDMI. And this can make maybe a difference. Not quite sure about this. Maybe someone can help me out with this theory. But again, this is what I like to have. This result is so much better than Calman result, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong again. The difference is not that big, but I can see it, okay? So again, I think this TV is calibrated out of the box very, very good. In HDR, not as good as in SDR, but still it's usable. And I have to stop this video soon because I can't feel my throat again. You know, it's just crazy. I'm not sure, maybe. Anyway, I think the summary for this video is I will do more testing with HCFR, and I will do a couple of I'm so sorry. I will do a couple of videos in terms of my recommended settings in terms of SDR and HDR with HCFR. And again, try this program, HCFR colorimeter 3.514. Unfortunately, it is not supported, or there's no support anymore. So this is the last version since a couple of years. Unfortunately, but still it is working great. It is still working great, so I can just recommend this. So give it a try. Put in the comments what you think, and if you're new to my channel, as always, subscribe to my channel. And I'm very sorry for this very rushed video today, not scripted video at all, and my voice is killing me, or my throat is killing me. But anyway, I will do more videos with HCFR, and I will, I think, not use Calman in the future anymore. Maybe I'm looking for a couple of other calibration software as well. But so far, I have to say, the result with HCFR is much better than with Calman. Okay, so that's my opinion. I'm looking forward to read your opinion in the comment section. And yeah, thank you very much for watching me. I see you next time. Bye.